Hey guys, what's up? Tamara here. Today I'm going to run down my January wrap-up and my February TBR. I did pretty good as far as what I wanted to read. I almost completed everything, and I purposefully kept the expectations light because I knew this month would be pretty busy work-wise, and pretty much I only listened to audiobooks to and from work, and I only read during my lunch hour. I didn't do any reading at home in the evening, and I really didn't do anything much on the weekends either. So this is really not bad considering I didn't really spend that much time reading this month. So let's just jump right in. As far as audiobooks go, I did finish Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. I recommend this book if you are looking for a nonfiction business title. While this book was hit or miss with some, I found it to be pretty interesting, and I found a few good takeaways from the book. I wouldn't definitely categorize it as, you know, something that I would recommend for everyone, but if you are a woman in business, this will be a good choice for you. I also completed Cinder, which is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I heard so much about these titles, I just had to get into it, especially with the new release of Fairest that came out this month. So I did complete Cinder, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is a true YA through and through. It wasn't too young, but it was YA, and it wasn't the older kind either. It was really just, it fell right in the, you know, what's standard for young adults. I really enjoyed it, so stay tuned for that review. I also completed Burned, which is the 7th book in the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. This is one that I have been waiting for. I finished Ice Book 6 in December, and I was anxiously awaiting Burned. I didn't know what to expect as far as what Moning was going to give us, because I knew that the books were going to change direction again, and instead of a focus on Danny, it was going to be more of Mac and Barrons and things of that nature. But what I found was something very interesting, and it was so much more than Mac and Barrons, so much more than Danny and Riot and all of them. It was a very interesting listen, and I will have tons to say about that in that review, so stay tuned for that. Now, as far as what I was able to read, I did complete The Collector by Nora Roberts. This was December's book club book, but my book club reviewed it in January. I linked the video below for that, so if you want to check it out, it's there for you. I also completed You by Caroline Kepnes. This was a very creepy book. This book pretty much is about a stalker and a relationship gone very, very, very wrong. Anything that you can imagine that could happen with a stalker, it's in this book. It's all bad, but not in like that kind of way. It's actually a really fast-paced read, and I can't wait to do my video on that, so stay tuned for that review. You'll want to find out what I thought about You. I also started First Frost by Sarah Addison Allen. This was my first time reading her, and I got about 33% done, so this will be my first book I complete in February, and it's different. It's definitely very light, it's very fresh. It's about, you know, I guess it has, basically it's around magical realism, if you know what those kind of titles are. Witches or people who have like some kind of magical attribute to them, but it's really not classified as fantasy, so it's something like that. I don't want to get into it too much, but I'll have a review for this coming soon. Now, as far as what I plan on listening to audiobook wise in February, up first on my audiobook agenda is Scarlet, which is the 2nd book in the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. I have started Scarlet already, and it's pretty interesting. I'm enjoying it, so I think it will be just as good, if not better, than Cinder. I will be listening to Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin. I have not heard of this author before. My other Real World Book Club is reading this and talking about it on the 22nd, so I will be finishing this pretty quickly. I think based on the synopsis that I've read, it is a young adult fantasy, or kind of has elements of fantasy or something like that. It's definitely about a 15-year-old girl, so it's definitely in the young adult realm, and it sounds interesting. I don't know how much fantastical elements are in it, but I shall find out very soon. Stay tuned for that review too. I also have a third audiobook that I will be listening to. I don't know what that is yet. It seems like I always have a wild card audiobook in the mix, and I'm okay with that. I guess when I get done with Scarlet. Maybe I'll go for Crust if I can squeeze it in, if it's available for me to borrow. If not, it'll be something else, so we shall see. I'm gonna hope for Crust, but it could very well be something else. Now, as far as reading goes, I do have a pretty packed month for February, and I'm kind of surprised that I did this on a short month, but it just kind of fell this way. So I have a feeling that these will all be completed, so we shall see. First up is First Frost. Again, I will be finishing this up first, and it's not very thick. I'm almost, halfway, 1/3 there, so, I don't have much to go. Also, I will be reading Angel Fall by Susan E. This is another one that I've heard a lot of good things about, and I know there is the 3rd book in the trilogy coming out this year, so I plan on reading this one and the second one probably next month. We'll see how that goes, but this is definitely on my agenda for this month. I'm excited about it. Looks like it's a short book. It's young adult. It's definitely fantasy. I think it's about angels, and I'm ready to jump into this, but I have to wait till I finish First Frost. I will also be reading The Last Letter from Your Lover by JoJo Moyes. I have read her before, and I have enjoyed the books that I've read by her before. I've read Me Before You, and I really liked it, and I hear good things about this book. It does take place in the 1960s, so it's sort of a period piece, and it is also adult, so yeah. And the last one is The Whip, which is one of the book club reads. This is it's a period piece about a woman who lives as a man in the Wild West. That sounds interesting. This is definitely one that I would not have chosen for myself, but since book club will be discussing this, I think the first week in March, I will definitely try my best to get it done. So that is it, you guys. What have you read in January, and what are your plans for February? Please share. I'd love to know what's on your agenda. Have you read any of the books that I plan on reading, or will you read any of the books that I plan on reading? Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in my next video, and happy reading. Bye, guys.